We're going to welcome you back to the Principals Podcast. Today is April 21st, and we have joining us a track preview. And we have Gray and Dawson. They are down in the guidance conference room. We have Mrs. Bondi here, and Mr. Hine will be joining us. We're talking track today. Now, the two of you are representing, would you say, close to 80 kids?
Yeah, right around there.
Okay, so that's a lot of people you're covering, and it's easy when you're talking, lacrosse, or you're talking baseball or softball, as we just recently did, because it is, like literally 11 people or 10 people or specific positions. But there are times with track that you might not see all of your teammates in various competitions because you might be at a specific location. You might be running the 100. Someone might be getting warmed up. There could be pole vault going on. There could be high jump, you name it, field events. There's a lot that goes on with track. And so I know I'm not going to steal any of Mrs. Bondi's thunder because she's going to ask you a little bit about the historical background between you two and your individual events. But we have always started this spring with some of the inclement weather. Now we've seen so many of you, and we've seen so many of you in the building, running in the building, conditioning in the building this year than in my 10 years here. How has that impacted you this year, since you have a really good track surface, and then some of you long distance people, they don't care, just go run. But for some of you who are specific, to hurdles, how have you been resilient through that? Because just this week you were indoors.
Well, we have, in comparison to other years, we have a smaller team this year, and we got a lot of younger classmen. So to make them go outside in the bad weather, it's not really like a good idea because all of them are still figuring out if they want to do track for 3 more years. And with such a young group, it's just best to keep them inside for a couple days.
So our cross country and our track programs have been historically extraordinary. You've graduated a lot of kids. Now you are the leaders. The kids that you looked up to are now you. And we've had the evolution of lacrosse that we've talked about last week, where a lot of kids have been historically in cross country or track, have moved on to specific events. Like they start to focus on one specific thing. And so you lost some of your athletes due to the various things. It could be enrollment numbers. It could be going to specific sports. How have you had to model leadership this year through all of these different experiences, like indoors and out?
I think we have a really small senior class. So the seniors and the juniors even, and some of the underclassmen have to step up and fill a lot of roles because we don't have a huge team. When we were freshmen, the team was huge. It was 100 plus kids, and we had people able to fill every spot. We had backups to backups, going to big meets. But this year we kind of have to everyone has to step up and do their part.
Track is one of those sports where I will speak for myself. I would not be successful at. I would be probably one of the field event people because in our genetic code, the Murray family does not have swift feet, but we are able to do other things. So do you feel that your program allows the ability for anyone? It doesn't have to be just a runner. Is there just that misnomer that track is running, that you could be in other events such as discus, shot put, and other things that relate to, hey, you don't have to exert yourself in a 4-minute mile? Do you feel like your program allows that opportunity? And this is an opportunity, I guess, for you to send a commercial out there for all of our students that might be listening about what you guys do and how you incorporate many different events besides running.
Well, yeah, it is track and field after all. So we have tons of coaches. We have, I'd say, probably 1 or 2 per event. I think throwers have 1 or 2. Jumpers, Coach Cox was an excellent jumper in high school, so he has tons of experience. We just brought up Joey Dinko He's helping out. Kelly, Coach Cole. So yeah, we just got lots of coaches for lots of different types of athletes.
Yeah, and I think you don't really have to be specifically a runner too. Like I know my one friend Claudia, she's a senior this year, but she did track all through like middle and high school. She did indoor, but over like the last like year or so, she kind of just like she doesn't like running that much because a lot of people don't. I don't blame them. And she got really into lifting, so this year she's just been throwing. So I think like for kids who like don't really like to run, they can still come out for track because there's shot put, discus, like those kind of things that they could do.
Yeah, and she used to be a hurdler.
Yeah, she used to do
and now she's throwing,
running,
so.
And now she's like complete 180, like doing a totally different event. So
there are extraordinary coaches in the entire Chardon program with probably combined together 70, 80 years of experience if you put them all together with both what they do in the fall and what they do in the spring. Not only that, they themselves were athletes in that sport. You mentioned the works of Coach Cole, Coach Schaefer, Coach Cox, and all of these other volunteers that are very talented at their sport. Dinko, as an example, I mean, he ran between the lines here in football, but he also ran on the track. And so you have a lot of people giving back. What legacy do you guys, as maybe not individuals, but being seniors, do you want to leave for the underclassmen?
Just kind of the values of teamwork. We all gotta run quick to score big in meets, something like that. Just to all be friends, pretty much.
Yeah, like, and keep like encouraging people. Like, it meets a big thing like that like motivates you as an athlete is like when your teammates are like cheering you on. So being like an upperclassman, we need to like model that kind of so we can like pass it on once we're gone. They keep that up and keep encouraging each other.
Yeah.
So last weekend you had a very long meet. It was like 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
Maybe longer.
You know, the meets can be that long depending on the number of teams coming in and how the events are running. When's your next meet?
This Saturday. It's it's our home invitational meet, the Hilltopper.
Mm-hmm.
The old Hilltopper Invitational.
Yep.
Now, I've been to the Hilltopper Invitational, and it is strategically right around the Maple Festival. And for, well, minus 1 year where we had COVID, where you didn't have the opportunity to compete, you've seen everything from 80-degree weather to 30-degree weather and snowing. This weekend looks pretty good.
It's looking good so far.
It
does. And I, as much as we have an exceptional surface to run on, the visibility is not the greatest. So certainly we encourage anyone that's coming to bring a chair. If you don't want to be, sitting in the stands, you can make your way around so that you can see what's going on. But your track volunteers put on extraordinary work, especially the hospitality tents that they put out there. Your families are amazing. But I'm going to be done talking here because I'll close things out. Mrs. Bondi, are you a runner?
Yeah, so I'm not currently. I know you're not shocked by that, but so when I ran track, I ran the 200 and I was also in the 4x2 relay, and then I did long jump, which I totally sucked at, but they let me continue to do it. So what are your guys' each of your individual activities in the track?
So I'm a high jumper. And so I definitely like I do the field events. That definitely like I have to run between like doing that, and I'm also in hurdles, so I have to kind of go back and forth at some meets. I'm in the 100 hurdles, 300 meter hurdles, and then sometimes the 4x4 too.
Nice. Hurdles always scared me.
Yeah,
I was always afraid
I fell at one meet already this year.
I mean, and you get really banged up when you fall on a turf with the hurdles. Yeah. Be careful. Go ahead, Caden. Sorry.
I'm really just in anything they need me in. I've been doing 4x8s, 4x4s. We're gonna make it 4x2, and I'm also a hurdler. So I was in the 110s and the 300s and open fours. I mean, pretty much any
Everything.
race.
And he
Yeah.
does high jump too.
I did do
Wow.
high jump once this year.
Wow. So you're a plug and play kind of guy.
Yeah, but mainly a 300 hurdle.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm specializing in this year.
Hurdles scare me. I give you guys a lot of credit. What kind of running shoes do you guys got? And are they ones that are totally worn out? When do you get rid of them? I mean, I've seen some pretty worn running shoes. Do you guys keep them for a long time? Buy new every season? What do you do?
I've had mine since freshman year. They're probably not the best to be running in, but like I don't run a lot of distance, so it doesn't affect me that much. But I got them at Goodwill.
Oh my gosh, wonderful.
But they were like in good shape when I got them. So
Maybe they had
Yeah.
some luck with them.
yeah.
I'm the same way. I've had the same pair for a couple years. I actually just got new ones recently. I'm wearing some
Yeah.
Brooks.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So I ran track. My nephew was an awesome track runner. He's now out of high school, but so I can remember going and supporting him a long way. Who is your support team when you're running out there? Who do you hear when you're running and comes to your meets?
My parents are always both there, and my grandparents come a lot too. So that's really nice. Like even like the really far away meets that are like an hour and a half, they come, they sit through all the crappy weather we get.
Yeah, me too. My family comes. My grandparents usually show up. And you said, who do we hear most?
Yeah, who are you hearing? Like
Schaefer.
I
I'm
could
hearing
always
Schaefer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah. I
Yeah.
always could tune in, as you're running around the track, you can tune into different voices that you hear.
I can
Yeah.
definitely tune in Coach Cole too when I'm doing the 300 hurdles.
Yeah. So really just how are you guys staying motivated during especially cold times? Like, do you have a ritual that you do? Do you have, is it a spiritual thing where you're kind of like praying your way through it? Like,
For when it's bad weather, it's really just, I kind of think of it, the faster you run, the faster it's over.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
that's how I see it. Or like it meets when I'm in, like a lot of times I'll be in like the very last race. Like the faster I finish this race, the faster I run, the faster I get to eat some food and go home.
Faster you run, faster you're done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
so right. And when you're standing there waiting for an event to begin and something's holding it up, it's the worst, right?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, I wish you guys luck at the Hilltopper Invitational.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And like Mr. Murray already said, the weather, and you guys too, the weather is going to be amazing. So hopefully it sticks, right?
Yeah, hopefully it stays that way.
Mr. Heim, do you have anything?
I just have a little chicken and steak, and it's going to be a tough one today
Nice.
because these two students are brilliant. So I brought some tough ones for them.
Oh,
No regular, what drink do you like? Or anything. I'm going to make you two think a little bit here, okay? So, would you rather give up social media or eat the same dinner for the rest of your life?
give up
Give
social
up
media.
social media.
Hands down.
Wow,
Let's
look
get
at
rid of
that.
it.
There you go.
I wish I could just get rid of it sometimes.
Yeah. We'd
gonna
all be
start it.
happy about that.
I'm going to start a mom's petition.
If you knew you're going into a room with snakes, do you want the lights on or off?
Oh,
The light's on.
Oh, on, I think. If
You
you
want 'em
knew
on.
there was going to be snakes in there. If I didn't know, then off. But if I knew, then on.
Yeah, definitely on. I want to see it, stay away from it.
And now little money, because we always got to talk a little bit of money or numbers. Would you rather find $100 floating in a public toilet or $5 in your pocket?
100.
I probably think I'd be fine with the 5, honestly.
I didn't say how you could get it out, but there you go. Good job.
I'd be okay with the 5.
All right, now we talk often about how the moms and the dads listen and watch, and they're the only subscribers we have. Would you rather look at your mom's search history or your dad's search history?
Moms.
Dads. It would just be a lot of used cars and stuff.
Would you rather be 20 minutes late for that important event or always be 2 hours early to everything?
20 minutes late. 2 hours
2
early?
hours.
That's a lot.
Probably early. I get really uncomfortable when I'm like late to stuff. So probably just be
I'm
early.
always late to stuff.
Would you always, all right, just last one. Would you rather hit a red light for the rest of your life or always get slow internet after the sun goes down? I'm making them think today, guys. Look at this.
It is pretty big.
Slow internet.
I'm gonna say red light.
No, they make me so mad.
Take the back roads, you know.
I mean,
we're not gonna tell Sergeant Carlson about anything about this. He's not watching out there, right?
but
So
I'm feeling Julia though. If you're always running late, you can't have those red lights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm feeling you on that.
Take some back roads and take the highway. There's no red lights there.
And she's willing to get rid of her social media anyways, so slow
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah, slow. What
And
do
it's
you need
only
that
after
for?
the sun goes down, so you just got to be strategic about when you like go on it.
True.
There you go.
You know, they have a saying: only bad things happen after midnight. So
Right.
after the sun goes down, only bad things can happen. Coaches always talk about that. All right, real quick. If you were going to preview the Hilltopper this week, what are you expecting from the team, from the boys and the girls, and where do you expect to be at the end of the day?
I think for girls, at least, like we should do pretty good in 100 and 300 meter hurdles. We also have really strong distance girls, like in the 32, the mile. Our 4x8's really, really good. So those will be like some of the main races to watch, I think.
Do we have a chance to bring the ship home with the girls?
I think we could have a chance. It depends on like how everyone does, how, I don't know. We also have like some new teams that are coming to the meet that we're not like too familiar with, so it's hard to say.
Okay. Caden, how about with the boys?
I think we're gonna do pretty good. We don't have too many field events, so that might hurt us, but we have a pretty strong distance squad. We don't have that many sprinters, but I think it's gonna be a fun meet. 4x4 is definitely something to stick around till the end to see.
So if you're coming out, that's the one that if you're not going to miss something, that's the one you don't want to miss.
I think so, yeah.
We're state ranked there, aren't we?
Probably.
We might be. I think so.
They're pretty good.
Humility
how do you
is our
think
core
we're-
value.
What's
right
that?
there. I said humility is one of
Yeah.
our core values.
It is. How would your 4x4 team do against the three of us, and if we added Schaefer to it as as the anchor?
Well,
Now remember, I didn't tell you how much of a lead you're going to give us, but how would we do?
I think you guys would probably get smoked.
What if we had his magic bike?
What do you say?
What if we had
Yeah,
Schaefer's magic bike? The
Oh,
magic
the
bike?
magic
the
bike.
magic bike.
Oh, I think,
That would be
I
a
think we would still
challenge.
have you because you'd have to hop off and then you'd have to hop on.
No, what
Now-
if each of them had one?
If each of them,
Then it would be.
what
it would be
What if-
interesting.
What if we ran the 4x1 and you guys ran the 4x4? Would we have a chance?
Yeah, you would win. Then.
No, we'd have a chance. Okay.
Yeah, you
got
would
a
win.
chance, guy. All right.
We got a chance. Yeah.
All right. Little
Maybe
chicken
if you-
and steak.
Maybe if they let us train for about a month too. Like give us a month.
That does not sound fun at all.
No.
Right. I'll see you guys in a month then.
Hey, as we close out the year, especially with these podcasts, anytime that we can talk to seniors, it's really awesome. So there's literally 25 days, 25 academic days left tomorrow for you guys.
Yeah.
And that's awesome and sad. It's bittersweet. What are some of your plans? What's your 4E plan? What are you going to do when you get out of this school, shake our hands at graduation? Are you guys enrolling in another school? Are you enlisting? Are you going to be employed? Are you going to be a young entrepreneur? What's your plan?
I am committed to Ohio State, so I'm going there. I'm going to study biology, and as of right now, I'm planning on going into like the medical field. I'm thinking like physician's assistant. So that's my thoughts right now.
And
I
I'm
really-
I'm still looking into colleges.
Well, with a hair like that, that should give you scholarship money.
I don't disagree.
We're at the point of our podcast because you're going to be changing clothes and running somewhere where you can give gratitude. Anyone you want to give a shout out to this week that you want to make sure that you engrave in the minds of our listeners that these are the people that influence you. Anyone can go.
You go first.
I'll just give a shout out to Coach Schaefer. If you're gonna come join track, he's gonna push you to be the best you.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Coach Cox because we didn't have a sprint coach was
Yeah.
it 2 years ago, and
Mhm.
he was always like one of the jumping coaches, and he has a full-time job, so he has sacrificed a lot to like come to practice and help us all. Like he's not able to come like all the time, but every opportunity that he has that he can come and like help us, he does. So I'm really thankful for him.
He's awesome. He's an awesome Chardon graduate, great community member. Besides giving Mr. Heim and Bondi a shout out, since I was at strategic planning today because they were holding this place down, shout out to the young man that grabbed Mickey Mouse in the hallway. There was a runaway critter at the end of the day, and he just walked over there like a good country boy, picked it up with his hands, petted it, and took it outside.
Get out of here. I didn't even know that happened.
That did happen right when I was going on the announcements.
Get out of here. Yeah, shout out to him.
Better than you and I.
Yeah. We should get
Who
some
grabbed it?
What?
Who got it? Who got it out?
I only saw the back of his head. I think he's a freshman. He's in the multimedia class. I'll get his name and let you know.
All
Oh
right.
my gosh.
He deserves an actual name shout out. We need building cats. We need to get building cats so that they can control this. I'm gonna give a shout out. Mr. Hyman and I got to sit down today with Mrs. Sprinzel. Again, to Mrs. Sprinzel, she's just always keeping us all in line. She's organizing our lives. So a shout out to her.
Miss Bondi, I can't say it any better.
Yeah.
I mean, without Miss Frenzel, I don't know where the three of us would be, or the building. So once again, thank you, Jen, for everything you do for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's awesome. I think that's a hat trick there for you, Mr. Heim, in the last 3 weeks.
You know what? When you got someone that good that helps out, I also want to thank the teachers who are being displaced during the window installation. We have several teachers specifically up in the 300s that are being displaced and unfortunately working from, maybe not the most ideal classroom, but the windows came in, we got to get them installed. So thank you to those teachers who are accommodating the work that's being done here at the high school.
All right. We appreciate you guys. Best of luck this weekend. Literally, I'm not going to tell you to break a leg because I don't want you to do that. But seriously, run fast. I think that's one of the things that Schaefer always talks about. The thing that I love about Coach Schaefer is that he literally screams from a distance, like follows kids. Come on, you got this.
Oh yeah.
And he's one that definitely shows how you use data. Like, he's a data guy. AP Stats shows data. Algebra 1 shows data, but he uses it for all of you to show you how you can get better athletically with your times, various skills. Talk about interventions to help, drive outcomes. He's doing it. So I did not say the word. I'm not saying math. Every podcast, all 117 of these things, he wants us to talk about math. Do you guys like math?
No.
It's not my favorite.
No,
Oh,
not
boy.
favorite. Not terrible though.
You like practical math, right? Math matters for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you need to be able to know simple math and accounting.
Simple math,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but calculus.
Gets to a
Yeah.
point.
Well, why don't you guys get ready for practice? Thanks for joining us today. We'll make sure that coach doesn't run you more because you extended your time and you missed the time of practice. But best of luck. Thanks for joining us, and always go Toppers.
Go Toppers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Toppers.